So let's say you're writing some thought leadership content, and maybe you have a Zoom recording, you have a podcast file, you maybe have a YouTube video of that thought leader. You want to turn that into a full, original, awesome, non-duplicate, non-plagiarized SEO piece of gold for your website. So now with Content Scale, you can do that. And what we've done specifically is we've built in this button right here, and you can see it under the input source. It actually says add real-time research from Google for SEO. So you can click that or not. What that means, I'll explain. So our stack of LLMs, our proprietary AI, some of the secret sauce is that it has a real-time semantic analyzer, which means it goes and looks at the top of Google just like a real writer would to collect data from top-ranking articles for insights to drive your new piece of content where you want to compete against those articles ranking for that keyword, right? So our tool actually does all the steps a human writer would do, including looking at the top of SERPs, reading those articles, breaking them down, creating content that's fresher, better than what's at the top of SERPs. But in some thought leadership content development situations, you don't want that to happen. You know, an example would be a corporation that we're working with, virtual CFO, and they wanted their interviews with their SMEs, which are field-specific experts. They wanted those Zoom recordings to be uploaded to our tool as an input source, right? Because you can do that within the projects, within the right post sections. You can pick YouTube video, a podcast episode, even a custom audio file, and she can upload her audio file. But she didn't want Google's insights pulled in. She didn't want the top of Google. There was a lot of crap in the top of Google for her keywords. So they're a very original company with a lot of expertise, a ton of access to talent, huge talent pool. So we lovingly nicknamed this button the Lisa button because I had the chance to go see Lisa several times here in Austin, Texas, where they're headquartered, and went to their networking breakfast. I was their table host, and Lisa told me this is the reason we can't move forward, because we don't want the AI to actually go and look at Google. We want it to only pull from whatever it is we're feeding the AI, that Zoom recording, that YouTube, that podcast. So we're like, okay, we'll build this for you. And to be fair, we've had several people ask for this, several entrepreneurs, thought leaders, content creators, content agency owners. So it wasn't a singular use case, which if you've done any development at all, you know that you can't build features only for 1% of people. So we know that this is a request that's been asked before several times, and we're really excited that it's now live. And shout out to the Content at Scale team. This is how scrappy we are. The founder and the lead developer literally got this feature built in 3 days in time for me to be at the next event with Lisa at Virtual CFO and say, hey, Lisa, we built you this button. I love it. That's how amazing our team is and how we just get stuff done. So let me show you what a content piece looks like where we have unclicked that button and we've only had it use the source input. So I fed our AI a YouTube video and I chose YouTube as the source, right? So I clicked YouTube video and then I put in the YouTube URL and I left all the other options blank, including this. I did not click add real-time research from Google. So it's only going to pull in from that source that I feed it, right? And our AI is so good. The way it's built is you don't have to add any other context. You don't have to add additional prompts. You literally just feed it your input and it writes an amazing article that rivals a real human writer. So here's what it wrote whenever I fed it a 10-minute YouTube video. The length, you really don't want to have anything more than 10 to 15 to 20 minutes. If you have an hour-long piece, just be aware that the AI could potentially ramble and you may need to do some editing. But you can still feed it an hour-long piece. So here's what it wrote. It wrote this incredible article, and the subtitles, or I should say the H2s here, not subtitles, are spot on with what the YouTube video was talking about. Embracing challenges to foster resistance, the role of voluntary confrontation in building resilience, harnessing the power of adversity, lessons from Antarctica, unleashing human potential. I mean, this definitely rivals what a human writer would do. And of course, here's a little mistake because AI is not perfect where we're going to need to edit that H2. But the entire piece here is really great. It's even linking to sources, all right, high quality .gov site. But it's pulling specifically from that YouTube video. And I can tell as I read this comes straight from that YouTube video. And it's done its own wider research on the topic, but it's not pulling in Google as a main source, Google's top of SERPs, right? It's sticking to that topic. And I can tell as I scroll through because this is 100% on topic with what the YouTube video was talking about. The only change I would make in the future is I would probably pick, for a 10-minute video, I would probably pick 1,000 words in my word count range. So I might do 750 to 1,200, or I might do less than 750. So if you have a 10-minute video, you might want to do 750 words, or the next range up. So that's the only change I would make if I was to redo this. Might not necessarily need an article this long. At the same time, this is a great article, and we're going to make some minor edits, follow my craft framework, right? Cut the fluff, review it, add images, fact check, and trust build with personal story, and then it's ready to go. So this new feature is available right now. You can access it. To get to it, of course, you're going to log in, go to your project, the one you're working on, and whenever you click Write Post and you select your input source, you can now uncheck or check Add Real-Time Research from Google for SEO. You can turn that off, stick to the input only, or you can actually incorporate that real-time research.